Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, and today I want to talk about doing your best. Now, how does doing your best go with me doing this about and talking about how I help people who go after their passion? And because doing your best, I believe that's a big part of that. I believe it's a big part of self-care, and I want to talk about that. But first, I want to say thank you for joining me. Those of you who are able to watch this live, thank you so much. And those of you who watch us in the replay, I appreciate you too. We get a lot of our views in the replay because not always do our schedules match. And people watch this when they can. And that's the wonderful thing about Facebook Lives is they're recorded and they're put on to the Inspiration Morning page. And I do put them on my personal page. And I just want to say thank you for being here today and watching it. And hopefully you'll give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you'll give me some hearts. I know that Facebook really likes those. It helps getting the video shown to more people within our community. Alrighty, so doing your best. Doing your best kind of comes up for me today, and I put it in a meme within the Inspiration Morning group. And the meme is, from Oprah Winfrey. It's a quote by her, and it says, doing your best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. And I think also in doing your best, we're talking about in the Miguel Ruiz type of way of the 4 agreements, doing your best for what's your best today. Doing your best. Hi, good morning. I'm glad that you're here. Doing your best, doing whatever your best is today is what he calls the 4 agreements. So some days your best is going to be, you're going to be happy. You're going to be going, gosh, I didn't know I could do that well. And then some days your best is going to be you're not feeling well, and you may be feeling your 50%. But if 50% is your best, and as long as you're giving that your best, that's what's important. And, and I also think that in doing your best, we need to talk a little bit about, self-care and how you feel about yourself. And I reposted something that I put on Facebook 3 years ago. And it was a post from Dr. Wayne Dyer's page. And it's a quote from Jessica Ortner. And I really like her. She is very into tapping. And I can't explain what tapping is, or I'll mess it up completely. It's a really interesting way of being, of doing things, of tapping, and there's a certain way of going about it. I've tried it before, and I think it's really interesting. I think it's really fun. I think for me, it's a type of a meditation without an active type of meditation already. So the quote from Jessica Ortner: "You can't hate yourself happy. You can't criticize yourself thin. You can't shame yourself wealthy. Real change begins with self-love and self-care." And, in going after your passion, sometimes you're going to run into resistance. And resistance may show up as one of those criticisms of yourself, of one of those ways that you're not showing yourself any compassion, any self-care. And I think in going after your passion, which is what I help people do, and even in my business, in my SEO business, I'm a multi-passionate person. I have to show some kindness and compassion to myself, and able to give it to my clients. Sometimes my clients are hurting. Sometimes my clients are, they don't know how they got where they got, and they want me to help them figure it out. And I have to do it the best that I can, and I have to show them some kindness, because in some ways they're kicking themselves for being however they're feeling. And I just need to say, here's what I see, here's what I find, and it's not your fault, and we're going to make it better. We're going to do our best. And I kind of think that's somewhat universal. I've been told that many a times. Hello, good morning. I see we have more joining us. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. I really appreciate it. And if you feel anything about what we're talking about today, please feel free to put it in the comments. I would love to take the discussion here live, or the discussion afterwards. Putting it in the comments is okay too. I really appreciate that. But, showing yourself some kindness, it's really important. Just as you would show somebody else kindness, we need to be willing to receive that from ourselves. When we receive it from ourselves, we can give it to others. And I think in that quote, when Wayne Dyer put out, his above it, what he talked about is low energy attacks low energy. Low energy thoughts such as anger, hate, shame, guilt, fear weaken you. And they really do. They don't serve you. And you can call whatever you want to, but those types of thoughts are, I call them resistance. It is your mind getting in the way. It's habit sometimes, and that is your mind getting in the way too. So in creating new habits, we have to do new things, and we have to be willing to be a little bit uncomfortable. And that's okay. I remember learning new things in school. At first I was like, because I never thought I could really get it. But then going through it and doing the repetition, I was like, oh, okay, I got it on the other side. I understood it. And that's why I really love being in theater. When I was in theater, you do things. You act upon them. You do them in the moment. You learn in the moment. You get the repetition in the moment. And that builds that little bit of confidence. And I think in showing yourself some kindness, it takes a little repetition. It takes some real conscious thought. And that is how that helps in going after your passion. Going after your passion, you may need a little bit of extra, I deserve this. I want this. I can do this. And practice makes perfect. And doing your best in the moment is showing yourself some kindness. And it puts you in that place for when that next moment comes along. Like the quote on Inspiration Morning today, the Oprah Winfrey quote, doing your best in this moment puts you forward for the next moment. Some of the experiences you've had in the past, leads to good experiences in the future. I'll take my theater because it's a really good way of thinking this. I did my best in college. I did my best to do really good work in college. What I didn't know going forward is every theater that I worked for in the future, somebody knew somebody who I'd worked with in my past. And if I hadn't done my best work in the past, if I hadn't shown my best me, if I hadn't shown up with my best every day, no matter what that was, sometimes I had a cold, but they knew I was showing up with my best, they could call and say, hey, well, who is this Chris girl? It made opportunity for me in the future. And even within my businesses, doing my best. Sometimes it's hard to do my best because not everything works out the way you want it to. And, sometimes there's a learning curve. I am a multi-passionate person, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So we have to pick ourselves up and do our best. And in going after your passion, that's what it is. And as adults and being in midlife, which I admit that I am, we have to do our best for ourselves and show ourselves some kindness. It is, my Millie's looking at me going, come on, Chrissy. And she wants to go back outside in the backyard while we can. We've just gotten our home from our walk. And, but there are, that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Go ahead and look at those quotes on my personal page. Look at the quotes on their Inspiration Morning page on Facebook. And I think those are part of the reasons. Hey, good morning, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. I'm always glad to see you, and I'm always glad for your support. Thank you so much. And I hope you're getting ready for a good weekend. I know I'm getting ready for a good weekend. I hope to have a productive weekend because it's things that I'm excited about. And I really hope that I'm going to be able to take it easy this weekend. I know Teresa's been a little under the weather, and I hope that she feels better. And I hope that maybe we could go to the pool, or we could go to a movie, or go for a drive. I'm doing something with my sister to, hopefully help her feel better, to show her a little bit of the kindness that she's shown me all these years, and to do my best at doing that. Sometimes I'm a little out of practice when, because she's tough. She is strong. She's not the kind of person who lets things slow her down. So I hope that I'm able to have a great weekend too. And those of you who are watching this, and Barbara, you included, I hope you're able to have great weekends. And my sister and having her family come in, she lives with my other sister, and her children are in. I hope that those of you who don't have this as their weekend and you work, because I used to work weekends all the time, and I kind of liked this because when everybody else was out of the office and I had to be there. And so that for me was okay. It made it quiet. It made me be able to focus on my work. I hope that you're able to focus on being kind to yourself, showing joy to yourself, because when you do that, you have it to give to others. And I think that that's really important. You have the good energy to give to others. And Miss Millie wants my attention now. Thank you, Barbara. I intend on having a good weekend. We're going to do our best and keep my little Milliekins dog. I talk about Millie. It is my dog. Because I know in the past I said, oh, Millie's crying. And, I didn't want people to think that I have a child here that's crying. No, well, she's a 60-pound-year-old 2-year-old. So that is that. And, I do Facebook Lives to not just express myself, but to express that my message about going after your passion. And I hope that you go after your passion. I hope that if you have a passion, that you go after it and that you don't put it off. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine this morning who she's going on a little vacation, and I am envious. But that is her passion. They travel. I do this to speak to those of you who are, I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm speaking to those of you who've never really quite thought, oh, I need to do this. When I never really quite thought that I was going after my passion when I went into theater after college. In college, I really thought I had to get a job. I had to find a way to make a living. I had to meet those basic needs. I had to find a place to live. It was never going after my passion just for me. And if the payoff was making a living, then that's an awesome payoff. I never really thought about things that way. My way of thinking needed to shift a little bit. And though that is the way I was living, it wasn't how I was thinking. And it really does, when your thoughts coincide with the way you're living, that it's an awesome feeling. And so that's why I like to talk about going after your passion. And that's why I have a few students who are going after their passion and speaking with them about going after their passion and breaking through a bit of their resistance and showing them what resistance really is. Because to go after your passion, it expands you, it expands your life. We may live in four walls, but that is not just all of who we are. We can reach out. And I like reaching out to my friends across the pond. I like reaching out to my friends in the States. And those of you, and I have a friend down in New Zealand who I adore her. Nix, I hope you're watching, and I hope you had a happy birthday. So those people who are going after, she goes after her passion. She's a businesswoman, she's strong, she's tough, and she is going after it. And that's what brought her to New Zealand. She did her best in the moment, and then she went forward, and she's doing her very best now. And that makes me really happy for her. Alrighty, so I am going to finish up pretty soon here, but I hope you're going after your passion. I know this is an Inspiration Morning Live. And it's a bit of a mix of both. I have both of the pages, and I really enjoy them both. And I hope that whatever you do this weekend, you have a good time, you have fun, but you come back and join me here again on Monday. And that you give me those hearts and thumbs up. I really do appreciate those. Alrighty now, so, if you feel this has been helpful, thank you very much. And thank you very much for expressing it. And those of you who haven't quite found your passion yet, I hope you do. I hope, going after your passion brings you joy in your life, brings you growth in your life. Sometimes growth in your life ain't the easiest. I know that personally, but I know that in going after my passion, I do find more joy than the bumps in the road. And I love the growth. I think growth is an important thing. See you on Monday too, Barbara. Alrighty, everyone. So ta-ta for now. And I hope you enjoyed this Inspiration Morning Live. Bye-bye.